Hello friends, how are you? I hope you're all doing well. So I'm going to just do a very quick December chakra cleanse and activation. A few people have been asking me to do a few things to help them get them through the holiday season. It's busy for everyone wherever you are in the world, and I guess not everyone is interested in it at all. So we are now in Solstice Energies, whether you're in the southern hemisphere, which would be the summer solstice, or the northern hemisphere. This year, 2019, it actually falls on the 22nd, so we are now in the build-up to those energies, and you're all starting to do your Christmas shopping and think about things. So let's do a quick chakra cleanse. We'll use some oracle cards, runes, and Ogham and crystals, and whatever else the guides want. So I'm just going to swivel the camera down now. So just give me a moment. So this is what I use. In fact, let me move it this way a bit and you can see virtually everything. I'm just going to fiddle around with that camera. Okay, so that's the chakra book. So this is you. Your base chakra, your sacral chakra. The base is at the bottom of your spine. The sacral is about 3 fingers width below the belly button, and you can probably feel it about 2 inches in. The solar plexus, which is at the bottom of your rib cage. Your heart, your throat, your third eye, and your crown. Okay, so this is you. Now, as I'm talking already, Reiki is coming out of my hands, and I want you to think of this as your body. So the healing is going to go all into the chakras, but in turn you are going to have that sent into you. So first of all, we'll do a clearing. We'll do it with a couple of things. A rain stick. So think of all those things, those stresses, those anxieties that you wish to get rid of at the moment. Impatience, maybe you don't want to have to run around too much. And anxiety, many of us have to see family members and friends we don't wish to, but just try and make an effort and look on it. I'm also, fluff and hairs there, I'm also going to use this buzzard feather just to gently remove anything that you don't want. And the other way. Okay, so feel that. Just gently brushing down your auric. I'm also going behind you now to brush anything away. I just want you to lift both of your feet for me. 1 foot, 2 foot. Okay, thank you very much. Now, so we shall put this down. So first of all, I am going to balance you by putting a couple of stones. We have a yin and we have a yang. This is, imagine that you're holding those stones, and they will bring you peace, healing, tranquility, and they will balance you. So I'm going to send the Reiki now into those stones, and hopefully you should feel them Coming through the chakras in your hands there. Okay. Okay, I'm also going to use some pieces of flint. This is from the hills up near where I live, to balance the chakra lands. Now you can use Moki marbles, you can also use boji stones. Okay. Now, I'm not really going to douse to see if any are out, because there's so many people watching this that you will all have something or other out. So what we are going to do is I'm now going to cleanse, starting at the base. But first of all, I would like you to imagine that you are growing the roots of a tree out from your feet, and they grow down and down and down through the floor, through the foundations of the house, past the rocks, and down to the very center, to the very core of the earth, where they find a giant stone to wrap themselves around. And the Ogham that we have pulled out today is actually ivy, so you can imagine ivy wrapping around that stone in the earth. Gort is its Irish name. So I'm actually going to draw that into you now and send that into the base chakras. Okay, so we're now grounded, and I now want you to take a deep breath in for the sky above you. Hold the air in your lungs for a little while, and then breathe out as hard as you can any negative emotions onto that stone. Another deep breath in for the ground below you, again holding the air in your lungs for a little while, and then breathing out any anxieties and worries onto that stone again. And then a last deep breath in for the seas surrounding these sacred lands that we live on, and again breathing out onto the stone as hard as you can to remove any unwanted emotions. And then just settle your breathing down to its natural pattern. And we're going to place that stone on an amethyst geode there. And if you feel the need to get rid of any more emotions, you can blow into that stone anytime you wish. Okay. So I think the next thing we shall do is we shall protect ourselves. Very important. So I would like you to imagine that at your solar plexus there, that there is a candle flame. And I would like you to imagine that you are pushing it out and upwards and outwards and upwards, all the way out from you, all the way out, so that it creates an oval shape. And it completely covers your aura, so it's probably about a foot above your head and below you, so it covers your soul star and your earth star. And out at the sides, probably about 6 inches wide of your shoulders. Okay. And you can make that any color that you like, and this is your protection, and then nothing can get in. Very important to ground and protect. Okay, so I think now we shall start. So I am going to take this black smoky quartz, very smoky, and I'm just going to angle it off from you so it's not going into the camera. I am going to work this around and around your sacral chakra. So this is at the bottom of your spine. It's actually in between your legs, in your underparts, really. I don't want to be rude on here, but it is at the bottom of you, right underneath, between your bum hole and your other bits. So this is your survival place. So this is where you worry about your money. This is where you worry about your home, and this is where you worry about those jobs. I would like you to give those worries over to that stone there. Let this black stone clear it out and feel it all disappearing. So I will shake the sand as well. And just give the worries away. Try not to worry about it, okay? But also you need to make sure you don't overspend this Christmas, okay? If you can't afford to go and buy things, make some cookies or something. You know, people like those things, the personal touch. It's about being together. It's not about spending money and getting the biggest and the best present. I know children expect a lot these days. But you know, we need to get back at this time of year the family touch, the personal touch, you know? So don't worry about that. Try not to. I know it's difficult, okay? Okay, so I'm just going to put a Reiki symbol, which is a Reiki symbol, and a Chakra to clear. Okay, and then I want to put some good stuff back in, so I'm going to use this red jasper, and I'm actually going to touch that chakra with it. Okay, so now we're going to move up to the Sacral Chakra, which is, as I said, 3 fingers width below your belly button. And this is the emotional center. This is governed by water. So again, we are going to clear. And if you need to sigh out at any time, that is a good thing to do. I'm angling this stone around. If you have the violet flame, or you understand the violet flame, I'm going to call in Saint Germain and those angels of the violet flame to come and be present now, to surround this room I'm in and the room that you're in with the energy that transmutes negative energy into positive energy. Again. Okay, so we're clearing that away. Those emotions, the grief, the hurts, get rid of it. Try and forget about it. Draw a line under it to move on. Don't let things tear you up. Don't let bad things define your life. We need a good functioning sacral chakra, okay? So again, we're clearing that, cleansing, transmuting. Again, Seiheki onto that stone and Chakra to activate it. Okay, and I'm going to put this yellow calcite In fact, I'm going to pop that onto the stone now. Okay. Right, and then we'll move up to the solar plexus. Okay. Now, again, this is where comments hurt us too, and this is your sense of self, the I am, and you need, despite what people say, you need to have quite a good sense of ego. You are great, you are fine. It doesn't matter if you have flaws, we all have flaws. Who is perfect? I'm certainly not. Okay, so I'm going to take any residue out. Give that to me. You may feel it pulling there. Take some more out. Pull it again. It's like gloop. It's like molasses. Stuck chi turns into plasma. And I want you now to feel your guides moving in behind you into your auric field. Feel them place a hand on your shoulder, and you may be able to feel them healing you as well. The most appropriate member from your team. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to use a bit of Tiger's Iron now to help that function properly and to bring energy into it. So there we are. Okay, and the next one is the heart chakra, and this is green and pink together. So we're going to, there are actually 3 heart chakras. Most people only deal with 2. We're just going to deal with the 1 today, but we're going to amalgamate all of them. So again, we clear the heartache and the emotions, recognize it. I'm not saying get rid of it, I'm saying recognize it and try and let go and move on. You know, things happen to all of us, and there are learning curves. Even if you are grieving, there is a learning curve. Eventually, years later, you will realize that you have learned something from it. I certainly did when my partner died. You know, don't let bad things define your life. Again, the Reiki symbol and the Chakra. Okay. Cleansing and clearing and shifting. Cleansing and clearing and shifting. Okay. And I'm going to put 2 stones next to this because we have... I'm going to use Rhodonite Heart, especially for heart chakras. And I'm also going to use an Aventurine. So that one's going to have special attention because there's 2 to 3 chakras there. Okay, now we move up to the throat area. Again, cleansing and clearing, opening up that throat. Opening up that throat, if you are as quiet as a mouse and you don't say the things you need to say. If you are very loud, very outspoken, say the wrong thing, then I will also want to be calming it down. So we will use a couple of different stones for this. So think about what you are. Are you the person who gets walked over, the doormat, as we call them in England, the person who gets gaslighted? If you are, we need to open it up. So I will use a lapis lazuli to open it up. So we'll use that. And a sodalite, another blue. If you are that person who needs to think before they speak, constantly puts their foot in it, offends people, gossips, then I want to calm that down. So I will be using a hematite donut. Okay, so you need to work out which one you are. Also going to use a white frosted quartz to calm it down as well. So that's got a lot. Okay. And then we move up to the third eye chakra. Now I would say most people need this to be open, but I will calm it down as well. If people are seeing spirit and they don't want to see spirit, then it needs to be shut. If you want to develop your spirituality and your intuition, then we need to clean it and cleanse it. So feel the crystal working on your third eye chakra. Cleanse it and clear it. Cleanse it and clear it. The Seiheki and the Chokure. Cleanse it and clear it. So I can use the calcite on that to open. Let's see if that balances. No, it doesn't. Okay, so we should just put that there to open it. If it needs to be calmed down, I am going to use this piece of hematite. Okay. And then the last one is the crown. Now, to be honest with you, I rarely have to do people's crowns because by the time we've healed this, that is working. This is the trust connection with the gods, the divine, great spirit, call it what you will, okay? So I am just going to put a very healing stone there, which is, what is it? Malachite and azurite. And I'm actually just going to send healing to that. I'm not going to clear it. That is for you to do with the work that we will have done going up, okay? Okay. So we're going to leave those stones there to work for a little bit. I'm now sending healing to your body. And I think we can pull some cards and some runes now. So I'm going to... These are Anglo-Saxon runes, so there are more of them than Norse, but most of them are the same. So, Thors. So that is a bit of an anxiety one. So, but we'll put another one out. So if something happens with a family member, because that is Manus, that is. So if there's a disagreement with a family member, Tiwaz, you can talk it out and say that justice will prevail. That is the justice. That is the, maybe something will happen with a family member. But don't let it define your holiday. If you need to graciously back down, sometimes it's better to let the other person think that black is white and do the opposite. Sometimes we have to do it to keep the peace. And now I'm going to pick out an animal, the love, the seahorse. Okay, we all need a bit of love in our lives, so I'm going to pop that down there so that you can all keep an eye on that, because it is the season of joie and at Noel and love. So I am going to send the magic of Tiwaz into you, as I'm actually going to do that there. Tiwaz. And Tiwaz was a god who I think sacrificed his arm to a wolf. So he sacrifices things for justice. Okay. That is the Thor symbol. Thor, as we know, was a great brute of a god with a big hammer. And Manas, that symbolizes the man. So if there is an argument, justice will prevail. And have faith and be a diplomat if you need to. But remember love. Love is everything. I think love is the emotion we are here to learn. Unconditional love. For our friends and our family and for the world. And it's hard. It is hard to love. Very hard in some cases. So feel the Reiki as I move down the chakra line here. And you have the gort, the ivy. And many people don't know this, but when ivy has grown for so long, its leaves actually revert into a different shape. But there is a fine line with ivy, with gort, because it is a parasite, but it flowers late in the year. It is a late source of nectar for the insects. And so many insects live in this ivy. A lot of people try to ring trees, but they did discover when they ringed a load of oak trees on a country estate that even though the ivy died and the tree was free, suddenly the tree started to die. So maybe there is a symbiotic relationship between gort, ivy, and its host. But there is also a fine line between growing and being okay and keeping hold of something, okay? So do keep the balance with the yin and yang and the ivy, the gort, okay? Okay, so you should be feeling that healing now, just a general healing. And I am going to, what have I done with the pendulum? Okay. So I am now going to ask if these are healed. Is the base chakra healed? Yes, that is my yes answer. Okay. Is the sacral chakra healed? No. Okay, so that needs to be left a little longer. Is the solar plexus healed? Yes. Okay. Are the hearts healed? Yes, okay. Are the throats healed? No, so they need a bit longer. Is the third, I'll still send a bit more Reiki. So, how to get through the holiday season? Okay, if you need time out, take yourself off somewhere quiet, even hand in, and calm yourself down. You may want to think yourself to being calm, in which case you could just imagine yourself in a woodland setting or on a beach or somewhere you find peaceful. Just go and imagine in your mind's eye that you are sitting in the inner grove or the inner cove, as we Druids call it. Sitting with your back against a tree or a rock and breathing out into the earth. She can take your emotions. That is what she is here for. So I'm just going to use now this just to bring an extra bit of energy in so we're not really tired all the time. This is a clear quartz and it amplifies energy. So I'm just going to move it over your chakra line now 3 times. And now we shall ask the pendulum again. Is this one okay? And I check each chakra each time in case something's been kicked out. Is this chakra okay? Yes, now that one is okay. Is this chakra okay? Now it's saying that's not okay, so we need to do a bit more healing on that. See, so that one got kicked out again. Is this one okay? Yes. Is this one okay? Yes. And is this one okay? Yes. Is this one okay? Yes. You can only just see that I've realized, okay. Okay, so just send some energy with the chakra into your solar plexus so that you have ample energy to cope with the season. Still at the build-up. Okay, let's see now. Is this chakra okay? Is this okay? Yes. 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 And this? Yep. And this? Yes. Okay, so I shall now remove all of these. They shall go onto an amethyst geode, which is up here, to be cleansed and cleared, and I shall leave them on there for probably about 24 hours. If you don't have an amethyst geode, you can wash them under the tap, and then, or you can put smoke underneath them. Or if you have a big abalone shell, they cleanse and clear as well. Okay, let's remove that. And I'm just going to seal it in with a great big wand. Now I want you to feel that, just sealing in the healing all the way down your chakra line. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. We do 3, power of 3. In case you are wondering. So these will actually go up and be cleansed and cleared as well, and these, and all of these chakra stones. So I shall move them, and these will be cleaned as well. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye now.